Bob Perry. I'm with FITdrivers, and I'm very pleased to be here with Line Hall, and I appreciate the opportunity. Anytime I get a chance to educate more folks on driver health and the validation and why it's so important, I'm always happy to do that. First thing I want to start with is that everyone really needs to understand and knows that in transportation, safety is always the number one key word, right? But to be safe, you got to be well. So you can't be safe if you're not well. So I think that needs to be a mantra that everybody carries in their terminals and through their orientation classes and talks about it. First thing I want to talk about is why driver health prevention is so important. One of the things that I do all the time around the country and on webinars and sometimes on satellite radio is talk about the crisis of the driver health issue as it is today. We all know that the longest a driver can get a medical card to drive is 2 years. And unfortunately, the new statistics that I just acquired to be released is that it shows that almost 58% of 3.5 drivers plus out there operate on less than a 1-year card, which means that if a driver has already been issued a 1-year card, it means that they've already been pre-diagnosed hypertensive, diabetic, could have some sleep deprivation problems as well. So those are horrible statistics, and that's why we lose so many drivers. We actually lose over 300,000 drivers a year because they can't pass their medical exams, recertifications, largely because we understand and know the job demands are very tough, living on the road, low access to good food. And the biggest reason, though, is because we don't do a good job of training our drivers, educating them on the value of what it's like to live on the road. And it really is about small steps equal big results. And the perfect time to really incorporate this type of education and training is in your orientation classes each week that you're doing, right? You have the new drivers coming in. It's a great time to really set the bar for them and show them that you care and why it's such a great value, because we lose so many drivers. And there's just really simple things that you can do to help these men and women manage their health. Whenever I'm out educating and coaching and working with companies to help their driver population, I'm not trying to change everyone to marathon runners or triathletes. What I'm trying to do is help them understand the biometric levels within the guidelines of the DOT that they should really, concerned about, educated about. And so many times when I've given these classes, a lot of drivers don't realize that they can be taken off the road if their blood pressure is too high. And what can they do to help prevent that? And so many things it's really about what you put in your mouth. I know we all struggle from time to time. You're driving a truck or driving a car across country. We're full of temptations, right? But I always tell the drivers, if you can give me 50% of the time to make a better choice, you'll see big results. Because that's what I love about working with this population. It really is about changing the internal components of your body and not the outside. People, one of the reasons why I don't like to really work in commercial fitness and centers and so forth is because people there, they're more concerned about their appearance. And if they don't look like everybody in the magazine in 30 days, they want to quit. But drivers, professional drivers, in 30 days, I can actually show them how I can help them lower their blood pressure, their sugar, their heart rate, lose a few pounds, and they start to see a change. Because at the end of the day, it really is about protecting their livelihood. I grew up in a family of professional drivers. I drove myself when I was young. I have 2 brothers that drive out there today, and I get the day-to-day information and struggles that they go through. It's a really tough job. And one of the most important components that I always teach and educate drivers on and companies on doing when they're doing their training is we all know that the pre-trip check is very important. We always train our drivers before you pull out on the road, walk around your truck, look for anything suspicious that may be hanging down, doesn't look right, so that you can prevent any type of infraction when you get on the highway. We need to go one step further and do a pre-trip fridge check, because we know in the life of a driver on the road, you're going to get stuck. You could be stuck in traffic. You could be stuck in weather, accidents, safety check, whatever it is, right? You're sitting there. And when you're sitting there, and if you don't have a good choice to reach for, you make a bad one. Smoke too much, power drinks, whatever. So it's so very important educate our drivers and how they can make these better choices and make sure their truck, their refrigerator, cooler, whatever they have is supplied with better snacks, because they're going to get stuck out there during the day in traffic. Something's going to happen. They're going to sit there. And when they don't make a good choice, they make a bad choice. And you can go, even further from that is that in your terminals, when drivers are coming in for on break or orientation, whatever it is, you have your vending machines. I see them all the time. They always have the power drinks and everything from the top. And if they have water, it's at the bottom. And I know why that is, right? Because that's usually what they sell the most items of. Work with your vending company to reverse that. Put the water at the top. Show them that is really the best choice to stay hydrated. And I know all vending companies prefer to sell the high sugar, high carbohydrate items, the snack items people migrate to, but you can also work with your vending company to help make better changes. And around your break area, in the driver lounge area, make it easy for drivers. It doesn't cost that much to put some fresh fruit in there, some snacks, protein bars, things that are better choices, things that you can help educate your drivers on how to take care of themselves. And those are just a few small tips that you can do. You don't need people, when they think about doing wellness, they think that you have to put on a whole medical staff. You don't. It's just about education. And I really believe that if you could do these small little steps, and I have a lot of collateral material available. If anybody that's viewing this, they would like to reach out to me, I'd be more than happy to provide you with some education that you can provide for your drivers to help them make small little choices and better steps out there, packing their coolers, just simple things they can do. We are on teams in the trucks for 85% of the week. How do we encourage them to stay active, and how do we support them, provide the tools? Good question. And I love that question, because when you're running teams, that's when you get the other team member involved and challenge them as well to support what you're doing and have challenges between them. And you keep each honest, really. And that way you have someone that you can depend on when you have a bad day, because we all fall down, and you get help from the other teammate getting back up. And accountability is really what comes into play there. Yes, the main thing is I have a lot of different programs that they can do in their truck, in their cab. Number one is utilize your cab as a truck, and the outside as well as a gym. But I have a band program, exercise band program, that's going to be coming back out, that attaches inside the cab of the truck, that you can actually utilize in there and do full body workouts inside the cab, and also attach them to the outside. And the other component of it is really movement, right? And when it really comes down to, if it's weight loss, we're trying to get in better shape, get your biometric readings in better shape. It really comes down to two components: what you put in your mouth and movement. And I know in the life of a professional driver, they always don't have time to get involved in an exercise program, but you do get a 30-minute break during the day. And when you do that, it really only has to be 10 minutes. And what I recommend when you're doing those 10-minute walks, do them with what I call intention. I know that's a good time to put your phone away and really concentrate on just yourself and walk with intention. Keep your shoulders back, keep your abs tight, and look straight ahead, and really walk with intention. And also really good to do interval training, which means walk slow for 30 seconds and then pick it up for 30 seconds. Walk slow for 30 seconds and pick it up for 30 seconds. Just simple things like that, you'll find that'll make a big difference. You don't have to do 30-minute, 60-minute workout marathons to achieve results. If you can do those simple things, you'll see it. You'll see a difference. One of the most successful campaigns I've done with drivers is called Pump Up While You Fuel Up. And when you're pulling to the fuel line and you're letting your truck fill, that's a great time also to walk around your truck and look for suspicious things going on, but at the same time, walk with intention. And I've got a whole diagram I can provide for folks to show you how to do your truck as a gym and do exercises off your truck: push-ups, squats, lunges, different things you can do to get exercise movement in, because that'll help keep you, more alert, obviously, and also get some exercise in at the same time. So those are things that really you can really take advantage of. But you got to remember, you really do have to put the effort in, and what you're doing is you help protect your livelihood. I know from personal experience what it's like when a family member loses their card and it gets put on the bench for a period of time, it's a really collateral damage for the whole family, right? Because we know if you have people in your family that are drivers, truck drivers, bus drivers, that's really all they know how to do. And when they lose that livelihood, it creates a lot of collateral damage for the family goes without. And so that's why it's very important that we do these things and get support from your family at home too. I find that it really is encouraging when the family is involved in it as well. So if you're out for a week at a time, your spouse, your loved one, or your mate, whatever, that they can help support you by making sure your truck is stocked with the right type of food and water and all those kind of things. Because like I said, you're going to get stranded out there during the day. So those are a few really simple steps that you can get involved in and do. And like I said, I've got lots of content, videos, a lot of things I do to help drivers make the right choices. A lot of things I do too is I'm actively involved in live virtual contests that we do a lot of times to get drivers involved in exercise programs. So contests. And so look for that. If you're looking at follow me online, and they're always free to drivers to enroll. There's no cost to the company or to the drivers, and they're great prizes you can win all the time. Thank you. And if you have any questions, email me. You can reach me at bob@fit.com. I'm happy to respond back to you. And if you need some information, glad to provide that for you. So I hope you put this good information to work. Take care of your drivers because they are so important to us. Thanks so much.